Yo! It took like 2 weeks for y'all to get it, but better late than never. So anyway, I'm Liam from Dallas, for those of you that don't know me. And I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy tonight, even though like I'm sitting down right now. It's still stand-up, don't worry. So anyway, to get started off, I feel like this world would be a lot better of a place if a lot of the big companies didn't have one or two knuckleheads in each of them. Do y'all know what I'm saying? Like, let me explain this further. Okay, so one company that everyone loves to hate on is Google, and I see what people mean. There must have been a press conference in 2011 where some guy just got up and he stood up and he said, guys, here's what we need to do for the next 5 years. We need to buy out YouTube and then make it decline in quality. We need to spend a ton of money making glasses that no one's going to be able to afford. And, oh yeah, all those improvements we were going to make, those got to go. Those got to go. So, and then the rest of the Google team was like, you got a good idea, let's make that happen. And you know what? People hate Google now for some reason. I mean, even though Google hasn't done a lot for me recently, I still like some of their stuff, like Google Drive, that's pretty good. I found out the other day, I didn't actually know this, but Google has a slogan, a motto, whatever the companies are calling it these days. It's don't be evil. I think Google could save themselves a lot of time if they changed it from don't be evil to shut up, it's free. Because anyone who's ever used Google Drive has been pretty frustrated with it at points, especially when it first came out. So if Google tech support had thought ahead, they would have made it shut up, it's free. So when they get a bunch of emails asking why Google Drive sucks, they could be like, listen, did you read the slogan? It was in the slogan. Speaking of companies that have a weird slogan, McDonald's is one that's always puzzled me. For those of you that don't know it because you don't associate yourself with McDonald's because you want to live to be 75, it's the McDonald's slogan is "I'm loving it," and that just puzzles me because nothing about the McDonald's experience is anything anyone loves. Like, when people are going to McDonald's, it's not like I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to McDonald's. It's oh, where are you going to dinner tonight? Need some quick and easy, so McDonald's it is. That's how it typically goes down, and no one really likes working at McDonald's because I don't think anyone's passion in this room is selling cheap hamburgers that make people feel bad. So anyway, one thing I would change about McDonald's is instead of being called McDonald's I'm loving it, I would want to make it McDonald's I'm feeling it. Because after you have McDonald's, you are feeling it. And if you've ever had McDonald's, you are like, you're on the inside of a joke here, you know what I'm saying? Like people, like typically non-Americans who haven't gone to McDonald's don't know like the McDonald's feeling, like why everyone complains about it. But if you've been there and you've had that feeling afterwards where your body is just like, you just feel like you just gained like 20 pounds and like, sometimes I feel energized but too lazy to do anything at the same time. Like, they need to have stickers on the side of the bag that say I'm feeling it. So when you've had McDonald's, you put one of those somewhere on your body. So when you're lying down and you're just hating yourself and people are like, why are you so miserable? They see the sticker and they're like, oh, they're feeling it. I know the feeling too. McDonald's. And there's just not a lot of things about McDonald's that I trust. I never know who's making my food and stuff because it's usually like just some random people. But speaking of trust, one thing that I have found that is difficult to trust is whenever my father says something fishy, you know, like something that can be true, but it might not be at the same time. He always started to do this. He started to do it when I was younger, like when I was 2 or 3. But back then, I must have been like stupid or something. I made it. Anyway, when I was like 2 or 3, I got a twin brother, and my father convinced us that we had a creek in our backyard. But our backyard has 4 wooden, like, it's surrounded by a wooden fence and just has grass, and there's nothing in there. And we searched for about 5 hours for it and didn't find it. And he really enjoyed that. And another time, he told me that $2 bills are a thing. And I didn't really believe him at the time. I found this out when I was about, like, 6 years old. As a matter of fact, they do exist. I got my hands on one earlier this year. I paid $3 for it at school. I know what you're thinking. Why did you spend $3 for $2? But just keep in mind that we're at the same camp here, and it's based on intelligence. So if you're putting me somewhere lower than I should be, you must not be far off. So anyway, the biggest one I remember is when I was about 6 or 7, I was at a family reunion with my father. And he convinced my brother and I that when you get to be about 8 or 9 years old, you lose your baby toe similar to that like a baby tooth. And he made it sound really convincing. And he pulled all the strings. He got all the family members to do it. And he even got the teenagers to do it. Like 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds who usually just like to be left alone. He got them on it. Like, I was surprised. And, like, I had so many questions. Like, does it hurt? What does it look like when it's not there? Why haven't I heard of this? How long does it take to grow back? Can you walk out? Like, I had so many questions about it. And there wasn't anyone younger to ask about to see if they, if they were scared about the same thing. But there were no, like, people in the 8 to 9-year-old range at my family reunion to compare who would be going through that process. So I didn't really get, it took me, like, several days. I was worried about for several days, but then he finally told me, like, I was kidding. I got you pretty good, didn't I? Which, I mean, that could have saved me some awkward questions in science class, so I'm glad he told me later rather than never, because... yeah, that's just an experience. But anyway, one final thing I want to talk about is water. A lot of you know this, but I do drink a lot of water. It's like I don't drink soda or anything else because water is the only thing I like the taste of. And I was at my friend's house right before it started, and I'm not gonna lie, he lives on like the wealthier side of Dallas or whatnot. And anyway, while we're at his house, he goes into his refrigerator and pulls out canned water. It's like Deja Blue. Y'all know, like, the popular water brand? Like, it was in a can. Like, I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought, like, canned water? Like, you gotta be kidding me. And, as he was drinking it, I was drinking out of my bottled water. And, like, I realized a few days later that I feel very stupid now when I drink bottled water. For those of you that don't know, it came out in, like, the 1980s. Like, it's a relatively new thing to have, like, bottled water. And people always, like, try to start debates about it for some reason. Like, I've gotten in several arguments with people who try to convince me that some water tastes better than others. It's the only thing I drink, and all water, to me, tastes the same. I don't care if it's Fiji, Dasani, tap, I don't care. It's the same. It's really the same. Even tap water. You should try Dallas tap water, let me tell you. You might as well be drinking Voss. I'll get to that in a sec. But anyway, people they all taste the same. So one day I was going to school and I forgot my reusable water bottle at home. So I went to a vending machine at the school and they have 2 bottled waters. They have Dasani and Fiji. And Dasani was $1.50 and Fiji was $3.50, and you get less water in Fiji. I guess they ship it from somewhere out of the country, so they charge you. Okay, Fiji. Give me a break here. Okay, so anyway, I got Dasani because it was more water for cheaper, and some chick comes out of the back, she comes out of the back of school because the vending machine's whatever, she just comes in the room and she's like, oh, I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, oh, you're drinking Dasani. I'm like, it's water. It's they purify this stuff. It has to, do you see where I'm coming from? Do you see what I'm feeling? And anyway, there's I don't know why water gets more expensive. They all taste the same. And anyway, the one I I've never had is Voss. I've tried every type of water except Voss. For those of you that don't know what Voss is, it's like this $7 water. I'm not kidding when I say this. Like $7 for water. It comes in this glass tube, and it's like circular. It's not plastic. And like I just don't feel good enough to drink it because it's $7. like you look. Like I took a look at the side one. Like okay, like what's the like extra catch to this one? Like reading the nutrition facts. I'm like, is this like special water that like burns through fat or something? But it's just water. And like I don't know why it's $7. Probably because I think it ships from Norway, if I'm not mistaken. And like I feel like it should have a warning label on it that needs to say you need to have at least 6 zeros in your bank account before you drink this. Otherwise, you're not good enough to drink it. And that's pretty much all I gotta say at the moment. But one final thing I need to say is that this is my 3rd final year at TIP because I'm going to be graduating. So even if you were here my first year in 2013, 2014, or all of you for being here in 2015, I'd like to personally thank each and every one of you for making my TIP experience fun. TIP is probably like the most fun experience I've ever had in my entire life, and I really appreciate all of you being a part of that. Thank you so much.